Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new series on my channel called Story Time with Sawfly, where I read random fan fictions and stories and stuff that either I find on my own or that is sent to me on Discord. So, today's story is called Like Much Sand by someone on Archive of Our Own. I thought it was Archive for Our Own. My bad. It is an explicit story, and it is NSFW, and it features Himiko Toga, Ochako Uraka, and an original character. So, it's like so much sand. So, yeah. I guess I'll start reading it, and I think I'll stop it. I'll stop it and question myself. She just wants to drink in peace. But for Ochako Uraka, that's a tall order. Sure, as a pro hero, she can walk into any bar, and people will trip over themselves to buy her a drink. Simps. But they all think they deserve a piece of her time, a piece of her energy, a piece of her. Oh god, I already know where this is going. I've read this story before. Maybe she can go out with her friends. Yeah, but then it's just a pro hero party. And they always talk shop. They talk shop. A talk shop, you have to buy to talk. That's actually a really easy way to make money. I think I'm gonna try it. Always end up in the same groups, and she always ends up as the shoulder to cry on, while everyone else is making out like they're back in the dorms. People they make out in their dorms. What if it's two guys? I'd pay to see that actually. I am bisexual after all. What the hell? Where did I leave off? She's the one who lifts everyone's spirits and lifts their drunk bodies into cabs. That's why you don't drunk drive, kids. You'll end up with Ochako, which if Ochako's your waifu, then that's fun. And then go home tired, buzzed and alone. Fine. So then she goes out incognito. No pink, no bubbly smile, just her black slacks, black flat, black cardigan. Drinks aren't free. Well, no shit. But at least she doesn't have to pretend to be excited. Why do you have to pretend to be excited? Just be excited, you fucking dumb fuck. Yeah. Still, no peace though. There's always some guy trying to pick her up. Oh boy, they probably have a really good pickup line. I found the perfect one. How does it taste? Quote, how does it taste? Damien 2022. If you haven't been on my Discord server, you won't know. What's a cutie like here, drinking alone on a Tuesday night? Or worse. Hey, aren't you a pro hero? Ooh, Ravity, right? Hey, Yusuke, come here. It's your girlfriend. If someone says that to me, I will fucking bludgeon their skull open with my dick. It comes as a great relief. Then, when she finds a bar where no one gives a shit who she is. Hey, that's my job to be swearing, not yours, Story. And if it looks like someone's going to ask her why she's alone, the bartender will swoop in and fend the creep off for her. The bartender doesn't make a big deal of it. When she comes in once or twice a week, she's never learned his name. He's never bothered to ask hers. She pays in cash, tips well. You mean tips as well? Yeah, you have to tip to a bartender, or else they're gonna give you shitty beer. He keeps her drinks coming but doesn't push her when she's content to nurse one cocktail for a while. She'll have a pleasant evening reading a book, sipping a gimlet instead of worrying whether she's going to be recognized or just hit on. Okay, I'm not an Ochako person. Ochako's cute and all. I'm more of a Toga and Jiro person, honestly. I'd simp for those two. I have a lot of Toga hentai on my phone. Maybe a few months into this routine, bartender says something other than a "you good" or a "thanks, see ya." What you reading? Chaco looks up and meets warm brown eyes with her surprised look. Why is she so surprised? He's just asking if what you're reading. How is that surprising? I get it, it's like out of the blue, but it's not supposed to be surprising. She lifts the book up higher so that she can read the title for himself. Any good? What type? Who decided to name that book Any Good? Oh, only if you like sci-fi novels with a steamy romance twist. Man, imagine if that was Alien all along. I do like those a lot. A lot. I do like those. A lot, really. Huh. Well, it's the third in a series. It's, pretty racy. Oh, I like that too. Oh, well, I think they like each other. Boom! They're dating now. Screw you, Deku. The bartender is taking your girlfriend. Ochako has the presence to realize that the bartender is flirting with her. Ooh, Deku's gonna be coming in there and beating that guy's skull open. He's got a gentle smile. His dark brown hair looks soft. His arms look like they could do some heavy lifting with the way they bunch under the long sleeves of his dark shirt. He's leaning on the bar right now, looking right at her. He's kind of hot. Is this directed towards Ochako? Because it's like the artist, it's like the story maker is saying he's hot. I bet he is hot. I'm into men. I think I'm into men more than I am women. Well, if you read one and you like it, you can tell me what you think. Sure, if it's a date. If it's a date, who would go to a date where it's reading books? I honestly wouldn't. A what? Ochako sputters, blushing. Ochako sputters, blushing. Oh, God. I think I know the bartender's gonna fuck her. She doesn't know why, but I have to check to make sure my grandparents don't come out here. I'm trying to film a video! But the cute blonde bartender flirting gets her flustered. Or the usual barfly. Sawfly, did you hear that? Yeah, barfly now. Would just make her roll her eyes and turn away. It's late, and there's no one else in the bar on this quiet weeknight. No pressure, just a pair of bookworms. I'll even worm my way in from there. In? How's about another drink first? Ochako feels a bit disoriented from the sudden change in topic. Don't trust it. It's probably Toga. No one asked, Amino. But he grins at her as he plops down another drink. Already made, just waiting for her. There's a glint of teeth and something sharp in his eyes. But that only sets your cheeks blushing more, and her pulse picks up. I have to tell my Discord server that I'm doing a video and to not ping me. Fuck. Damn it. I have to go back. Nice cock. Okay, where was it? There it is. There we go. His eyes dart to flutter. His eyes dart to the flutter of blood racing under the soft skin of her neck, above the sensible collar of her plain sweater. She sips at the drink. It's good, sweeter than she'd normally order, but he seems to have made it special. Sugar always goes straight to her head. Sweet, is all she says, feeling hot and flustered. No, he drugged it. He drugged it. He's gonna drug you and then have sex with you. No. Yes, just like you. When is Toga gonna show up? Was the bartender Toga this whole time? Or is Toga gonna walk in and then fuck her? Her vision blurs and his face looks like it's underwater. She feels herself slipping and thinks his eyes seem less brown but more yellow now. What? I have to look. Toga's eyes are yellow. It is Toga. I knew the bartender was Toga this whole time. Ochako wakes up slowly, grogging and squinting into a bright light. Where? What? Her mouth feels like it's full of cotton balls, dry and uncooperative. No, Ochako, don't trust her. I say her as the bartender's eyes turned yellow. And whose eyes are Toga? Whose eyes are Toga? Wow. Whose eyes are yellow? Toga's. Oh my god, I hate doing this. She rubs at her face, or tries to. Her arms don't seem to be cooperating. They're so heavy, like they're being held down. Cold dread lances through the fog and lends to her strength. She's Uravity, the gravity hero. She knows what heavy is, and this isn't. Her shoulders move. Her elbows and wrists do not. Oh, good. She's going to turn into a dinosaur. Pronated wrists. You don't like restraints. A series of protocols run down her mind as she touches at each point. Don't make it apparent that you are conscious. Inventory your body. Inventory your quirk. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Check for restraints. Check the scene. Identify any other parties present. Locate exits, if any. Plan. She hears Pro Hero Gunhead's steady voice reviewing the protocols for regaining consciousness in unknown locations. She skipped steps 1 and 2, breathing to steady herself. She keeps her eyes closed and feels her body. Is she injured? No broken bones, no pain, but no numbness either. She peeks open one eye and glances down to see if she's bleeding or cut in any way. God, if you were bleeding right now, you'd have Toga salivating. Also, if you were to have sex with Toga, which, if you managed to get past her attempting to kill you, like, if she's around you and you're dating, she's gonna try killing you. Like, every day of your life. She's going to be attempting to stab you or kill you. That would be a terrible girlfriend to have. Unless you were a villain. You have to bleed so much to distract her. She's just gonna try killing you. What if you want to have children? You won't be able to, because while having sex, it'd be like a praying mantis eating its mate, or like a Black Widow eating its mate. Toga just stabs you somewhere where you die, and then well, you die. You get removed from the census. You get factory reset permanently. And she just continues on with it like you didn't just commit die. You didn't commit to not exist. She like rides you while you're dead. My bad. Ochako wishes she hadn't done that. Uh-oh. She's probably... Well, she isn't cut. She can't see her body because she's been covered over with a sheet. The kind of plastic fiber stuff you see in surgery wards. No visuals? Check by other means. No visuals. What is this, Geometry Dash now? Her legs don't move either. She feels her ankles locked in place with cold metal. The same feeling around her forearms from elbow to wrist. Held down either side of her head. There's no way for her to touch her fingers either. Her quirk is no. Hang on. Okay. Panic frays from the edges of her mind, but she seals herself in with logic. Protocol. Check the scene. Oh, cool, logic. I like logic as well. The light in her eyes is awfully bright. But now that she's aware. She sees it for what it is, the kind of light that swings over an operating table. She bites back the urge to thrash and pull against her bonds. Stay calm, stay quiet. Don't let them know you're awake yet. Between the surgical sheet and the surgical light, Ochako's starting to get the message. She can't see much beyond the glare of light. Only that it's dark. She can't see anyone else in the room with her. Slowing her breathing, she tries to listen for another person. She tries to smell around her to see if she can identify anything at all. There is a rustle there, the rustle of fabric, a squeak of wheels, a faint scent of old beer, the fluid used to wash bar glasses. The bartender! Whoa, wow, you didn't think that? Beer bartender? You should have made that assumption. Well, she did make that assumption right away. The events click into place. The unexpected flirting, the too sweet drink. Oh, you're awake. Good, says the bartender somewhere to her left. Oh, she's gonna get raped. Oh God, here we go. Here we go again. Well, there goes the element of surprise. Maybe I can negotiate my way out of this. You don't have to do this. Wow, you legit had to go to the... You didn't have to do this. I would have, if I was in this situation right now, one, I would enjoy getting raped. Or, like, getting fucked. Two, I would say, oh, you're gonna bang me? No balls. And then he pulls out his cock. And it's huge. Or if it's a girl and she pulls out a 9-incher on me. I'm weird, I know. Ochako says trying to draw out what this is. Oh, come on. Everything is trying to interrupt me doing a video. I have to read this entire story. My phone locks at 6. I have to ask my parents if they can unlock it. Oh, it's no trouble at all, the bartender assures her. With that, he whips up off the sheet. Ochako gasps at the rush of air on her hot, naked skin. I knew it! And then lets out a small cry of horror at being naked and restrained. Not good. Not good. Yeah, it's not good, alright. It's called You're Gonna Get Raped. Get out of there! Looking at herself, she sees the shackles on her legs, bolted to metal stirrups that are currently stretched flat. There's a leather band around her waist that's cinched tight. She's lying down, but has a sneaking suspicion that whatever she's lying on is movable and reclining. It takes her a moment to puzzle out where that idea comes from. But when she does, she whips her voice around in the direction of the bartender's voice. There he is, cool as a cucumber. Really? Cool as a cucumber. Ugh. Sitting on a tall stool, reading her book. He's wearing a nurse's outfit. Dog. If he wasn't wearing the nurse's outfit for a previous time, it's Toga. Yellow eyes. Toga. Her eyes are yellow. You can literally see it on Sawfly's poster. Yes, Sawfly's down bad. Or an approximation of one. It looks like he got it from a costume shop. The skirt is short. And sees his bare thighs under the white synthetic material. White stockings reach over his knees, and his feet are shoved into the white shoes. He's even got a little hat with a red cross on it. When I first read this story and read it in its entirety, I thought at the beginning it was going to portray Toga as a male. I'll let you know when I get to it. The top is low cut, split wide over... Oh, I already read that. On his hands are latex gloves, and he holds the book loosely between his blue-gloved fingers. It's really quite elaborate. This whole setup. The author seems very invested in this doctor's plans. The hero doesn't need rescuing, though, does he? Such a clever fellow and strong, virile. I like it. Ochako stares in disbelief. This strange man has drugged her, stripped her naked, and tied her to an operating chair just because she's been reading a book. Oh yes, what a perfectly good reason to get raped. All because you're reading a book. Ah, fuck, I got spit all over my phone. She laughs, a hard laugh, full of bitterness and no mirth. What the fuck does mirth mean? Of course, a girl can't go out into public and read a book. That might suggest that she's got a brain and a functioning libido. Because that's clearly an invitation to be treated as a sex-crazed slut who wants to be tied up, experimented on with weird sex toys. God, I wish that was me. The rest of the story floods in her mind. The scene where the hero is trapped on the abandoned spaceship with a doctor who emerged from cryogenic stasis. The doctor had been conscious while his body was frozen, locked inside, with hundreds of years to think, but no way to break free. It drove him mad. When the hero came to scavenge the old ships for scraps, he'd be inadvertently released. The insane and very horny doctor. The doctor was horny? Oh god. Her laugh doesn't seem to faze the bartender, who merely smiles at her with placid, unremarkable features. His too tight costume. He does, however, pull forward a metal tray arrayed with shining surgical tools. The Chaco tries not to scream. Maybe she's wrong about the sex thing. Maybe he's actually going to harvest her organs or drain all her blood or sell her parts for her. How? How is that good? The train of thought is fully derailed when she feels the pinch of the syringe in her thigh. She tries to wrench away, horrified. She feels ill, feels the nausea of being roofied and injected with who knows what. Get off me! She screams, but the restraints hold her still, as do latex gloved fingers around the injection point high on her leg. She struggles against her bindings, trying to stave off unconsciousness, but she doesn't feel the telltale slipping. It's not going to knock her out. There's only a tingling in her veins. Heat begins to spread through her body. Her skin feels flushed, sensitive to touch. She rubs her thighs together unconsciously. Just a little something to help you along. Nothing lasting, bartender says, as though reading her mind. What have you done? You can't do this. You can't. Please. Please. I haven't done anything yet, but I'm doing this for you, Ochako-chan. Relax. Enjoy it. You deserved it. She deserved it? What do you mean she deserved it? She was just reading a book and you had to act like a creep. One more, sweetheart. Be a good girl for me, okay? The fuck am I reading? Bartender pulls up another syringe and this time uses it to drop blood. Chanka feels terror rise in her throat. Am I going to die here? Yeah, you're probably going to die here. You're going to get AIDS or HIV. I'd recommend AIDS because that's the STD Sawfly has. The bartender steps around between her feet, pushes some buttons on the controller. Ochako feels herself tilted forward, her feet taking the weight of her as she stands on the stirrups, held in place by her forearms and ankles, held up by the leather belt at her waist. She looks at the bartender, who studies her face with great interest. An obsessive light dancing in his yellow eyes. Wait, weren't they brown? No time for that line of questioning either, as gloved fingers traces her skin from neck to navel, dragging along her naked skin between the swell of her breasts and the soft rise of her belly, where bunches over the tight leather around her middle. Ochako shudders with revulsion. Definitely a sex thing. Shit. There's some funny parts in this story. How do you know my name? Who are you? Why are you doing this to me? I'm like the doctor in your story, Ochako-chan. The one who makes the hero fall apart. Who gives him the release he craves. Even if he doesn't know it. What the fuck am I reading? I don't understand. Please, you have to let me go. Don't do this. Cliche stuff. But you want it, don't you? You come to the bar, you drink alone, you slip into your books full of dark fantasies, and go home alone to your empty bed. I have to check to see if I'm still recording. Okay, yeah. Whatever. Slip into your books full of dark fantasies and go home alone to your empty bed, while all your friends pair off, and a certain someone doesn't want you the same way. So you pretend you're okay with that and just float, right? No scalpel cuts like the truth. How have you been spying on me? I know all about you, Ochako-chan. We're friends, remember? You're not anything. I don't even know your name. Ochako's voice quavers as she cries out. The bartender looks hurt and confused for a moment, then brightens again, a look of realization fitting across his features. He grins wide and toothy and then starts to melt. Oh boy. Here we go. The stuff with Toga. Ochako shrieks wordlessly at the sudden warping of his face, puddling of the floor of disintegrating flesh. But then she chokes on the sight of Himiko Toga, standing where the bartender used to be. Toga? Ochako whispers. See? Friends! I'm doing this for you, my favorite girl. What the fuck is this voice I'm trying to do? Let me help you, Ochako-chan. I know what you need. I'm here to help you. The sooner you let me help you, the sooner you can be free. Oh, I sound like a nerd doing that voice. Ochako has a feeling that Toga's definition of freedom is not the same as her own. Yeah, just like Toga's definition of friends. Toga, you don't go stabbing someone you want to be friends with. You don't go... You don't stab people. You don't fuck people. You don't tie someone up to a chair and say they can be free. Toga, your logic is bullshit. Let me go. Please. I'm not the one who's holding you back, Ochako-chan. I hate doing accents. And with that, Toga reaches into... I don't give two fucks, Amino. To the shadow outside of the pool of light, pulls forward a slab table on the wheels. Trussed up, wrists tied to ankles, naked and ass up is the bartender. Toga kidnapped the bartender as well. Fuck, I hit my head. Ow. Ow. Ah. It was all coming together. Toga wanted to know what book Ochako was reading. And now we're here. Great. Am I still recording? Good old Sorian watching his TV while Sawfly's confused. Ochako gasps, seeing the man exposed this way. A flush of shame and sadness rushes through her as she's realized she's responsible for him being in this situation. What the situation is exactly remains unclear. Apparently the bartender has also been drugged, because although he's upright and his body is responsive, his eyes fully glazed over, and he doesn't struggle against his bonds. Toga slaps his naked ass as she walks by, stopping only to watch it jiggle. Sips give a little thrust, and a little moan tumbles from his lips. What the fuck am I reading? Toga removes a vial from the syringe of Ochako's blood and sniffs it like a connoisseur of wine, assessing the nose on a fine vintage. Ochako drinks it, and Ochako drinks it. Ochako drinks her own blood while she's tied down. Toga drinks it, and Ochako gags in revulsion. I can't believe I'm doing this for the first story already. Y'all better send me some fucked up fan fictions, and you better write some with Sawfly and Damien getting it on. Anyways, time to assess the patient's needs. Toga says in a clipped, professional voice, as though she were a doctor dictating notes to a nurse, not a villain dressed in a cheap, slutty nurse costume from the Halloween shop. Ochako's eyes widen as Toga morphs before her eyes into an identical copy of Ochako. Her bust pushes out of the nurse's uniform, her stocking stretch around her generous thighs, the skirt rides high around her ample ass. I remember Sway was reading this story in a call once. He did it in a dramatic voice Ochako was getting raped. Like that. From beneath the trundle table, Toga pulls out what is most definitely a strap-on dildo. Why did you have to make it a strap-on? You could have made Toga trans or a Fudanari. I would have been beating my meat to this story if she was a Fuda. Toga as Ochako dons, fittingly snug over her pelvis. Then she clambers up on the table and wiggles loose, silicone plug that's nestled between the unconscious man's ass cheeks. What the fuck is wrong with this writer? What the fuck? No. Stop it. Get some help. I mean, it's still relevant. Patient present, presenting with a severe case of alone and horny. Yes. Yes, I do. Hey, doctor, I have a bad thing. Yeah, what is it, patient? I suffer a severe case of alone and horny. I can fix that. Bend over. Wait, what? You heard me. Oh, shit. Assessment is necessary to determine the type of his condition. Test number 1, administered anally. Well, technically, the only place you can fuck another guy is in the ass or in the mouth. The only other hole other than the mouth is the ass. What if he accidentally takes a shit while he's getting fucked? I always wonder what happens when that happens. I don't want to prove it. Wait, what are you doing to him? Don't. Ochako-chan. You might have to cooperate. If you don't watch, he might get hurt. Now watch me, or you... It's like you're getting forced to watch a Pornhub video. A fucking Pornhub video. You're fucking a Pornhub video? How do you fuck a video? YouTube fucks people every day. I have to suck YouTube's dick. And with that, Toga Ochako raises the head with a rather large dildo into the loose head hole of the bartender's ass. He begins to moan as Toga holds onto his hips and fucks into him with purpose, but her eyes are glued to Ochako's, watching her reactions, watching her face. That's fucked up, man. No, that's fucked up, woman. Toga, you're fucked up, and that's why I love you. Heat spreads in Ochako's cheeks as she watches himself penetrate this man. I can barely laugh. As she watches herself penetrate this man. Oh no. Oh no, I have a hole in my shirt. His body is pliant, pliant, and responsive. His cock hard and dripping between his legs. Ew. Aerosol bubbles up quickly, fueled by the drug Toga had given her. She feels warm. Her mouth is dry. She feels wetness between her legs. Oh, fuck, she's wet now. Either that or she pissed herself. Her mind, however, races and her heart flutters with panic at the thought of this poor man being violated on her behalf. If you're trying to make someone down bad in reading the story, don't make it entertaining. I feel like laughing right now. I'm supposed to be getting a boner to the story. But yeah, I just want to fucking die of laughter. Please, don't do this. Stop. The more she pleads, the harder Toga fucks. Toga, you heartless son of a bitch. Grabbing the bartender by the hair to hold him, ravaging his body. Soon, Ochako quiets. Toga drops the pace. The fuck? I need a fuck counter. No, that sounds worse. Patient appears to experience only mild aerosol and some distress during test 1. Toga unclips the restraints of the bartender's ankles and pulls her dildo out of him. He whimpers a little, but doesn't move. She maneuvers him to lie down on his back, his cock erect, pointing up lewdly. We move on. We move to test 2. Administered orally. Oh God. She's gonna Toga Chaco bends down to take the bartender's cock into her mouth, rolling her eyes and slurping at it, making a face, making a show out of it as she holds Chaco's gaze, fascinated and repulsed all at once. Chaco watches herself swallow down to the root, hears herself gagging, and watches the bartender's hips jerk again. Let him go. Please, just let him go. Patient displays little aerosol during test 2. On this test 3, administered vaginally. I fucking hate myself for reading. No, don't! Toga unbuckles the straps around her hips and crawls over to the bartender's inert body, then sinks Ochako's... I'm not reading that. Down onto the nameless bartender's cock. What about now, Ochako-chan? Do you want this? You didn't want him to You didn't want to dominate him. You didn't want to serve him. What about this? Ochako watches Toga roll her hips and pleasure herself. She pulls the bartender's mindless hands up to the rest of her hips. God damn it, phone locking! Hang on, I gotta take this outside. Bro, your son is calling you. Can you unlock my phone? Alright. Well, while my mom is getting ready to unlock my phone, let's discuss the story so far. It is an absolute trip. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? I should have done this sooner, but damn. So a summary so far is Ochako goes to the bar again with the bartender and let's just say then the bartender asks her what book she's reading. She's not used to this. And then the bartender drugs her. And she wakes up. And then the bartender's wearing a nurse's outfit. And then and then Ochako is naked now. And then the bartender melts. And then but psych, it's not the bartender. It's Toga. And then Toga rapes the bartender with a strap-on dildo, sucks his cock, and is now writing the bartender. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Or one of my fucking phone unlocks. Right. I feel like annoying my parents. I'm gonna keep spamming this. You know what? Screw the phone. Oh, well, I can't go into NSFW chat either. Fuck it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Okay. So here's my Discord server. And, Bozo. Bozo. Read the thing I sent, Bozo. Oh, God. That's probably Bozo. Fucking. Everyone's getting called a bozo. I'm this Jiro bozo. Read. I'm like, what the fuck? Hang on. Fiction. Oh god. From user. Cat. From user. Has link. These aren't links. Not fucking stupid. Oh hey, I saw the new Hell of a Boss episode, by the way. It was actually really good. I like it. Keep it cheesy. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, how long is it gonna take me to find this? Hold. Guys, I'm going to ask once. Please keep memes ever #general. I'm supposed to be reading with Sawfly, not trying to be me finding a hentai. From user. Cat. Walter White Jr. God damn it. NSFW. Oh. Has link. Thank God it's having no results. Damn it. Archive. Oh my God. I think I can edit it. No. Can't show any of this. God damn it. Fuck. Ugh. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to edit out some of this video. Oh my God, they said it would be a bit. It's been forever. Bruh. You know what? Fuck this. You know what? I'm just going back into NSFW. There it is. Kill me. Alright. Y'all. I agree and consent to terms. Proceed. Alright. Where did we leave off? Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I have to edit this out. Edit out some stuff. Especially the NSFW. We're going with this unedited. Or actually, I think I could... Alright, screw this. What about now? Well, I already read that. Mindless hands tugs at her nipples and throws her head back, all while watching Uchako struggle against her restraint. Patient seems equally unaffected in test 3. Leaves only test 4. Toga climbs off the insensate bartender and pushes his body off the table. He falls to the floor with a whump and begins to disintegrate. The copy of Ochako thinks, relief flooding her for a moment, grateful tears well in her eyes as she realized that a real person was spared the indignity and violation she was just witnessed. And then shame and guilt surge like bile as she realizes she did nothing to stop Toga masquerading as herself from raping someone, even if he was just a copy. And Giggle shocks her out of her horror. And Toga steps closer while still wearing Ochako's form. She steps, she stomps, her eyes just at the height of Ochako's clavicle, and she licks at her canines before darting her tongue out to lick across the pale skin of her throat. What the fuck am I reading? It feels searing hot and ice cold as the first non-metal thing touches her in the cool air of the room. It's the wet streak of saliva. Ochako gasps, her fingers and toes twitching as she holds herself still, resisting the shock of feeling. The test for appears successful. Patient response to direct stimulus, with more arousal than visual stimulus, suggesting a desire to be taken, dominated rather than romantic contact, prescribing a full course of treatment immediately. Toga pushes another button on the controller. The stirrups of the restraining bench begin to slide outwards and up, bending Ochako's knees and pulling her legs apart. She tries to struggle, but the shackles hold firm. Tears stream down her face as her body denies her, even as her brain, I'm saying her a lot, is fully awake. Like the doctor in the story, trapped in his body. I'm going to go crazy. Let's see if this new therapy I've developed will help the patient recover from her condition, Toga says in her mock serious voice. Oh, I almost forgot. Oh, great. What now? Ochako's eyes follow Toga's form. They edge in bright light until she's just a shadow flitting in the darkness. Then she returned, wheeling a tall mirror on a stand. Toga positions it so that Ochako can see herself. Her body flushes with shame at the sight. She looks some sort of bug or alien pinned under glass, splayed and displayed, held up by nothing but a few points of contact, so naked, so exposed, so undignified, and without control. Hot tears are unstoppable as she cries in defeat. Wow, you're very poetic. Very poetic, sir. Or ma'am. Whoever made this story. Toga licks her again, trailing her tongue lower to the soft valley between her breasts, hanging naked. Toga brings a hand up to touch her, but stops midway, frowning. Then she strips the gloves off and smiles again. Just feel it, Ochako-chan. Let me take care of you. No, please. Toga, what are you? She doesn't have long to dwell on the question as Toga sinks into a crouch, and licks the inside of one trembling thigh. Ochako shudders at the sensation amplified by drugs and adrenaline and arousal. Another lick to the other thigh, and Ochako shakes her head, biting her hard on her lip, flexing her fingers and toes against the threat, the promise. The promise. I can't find it. The promise of what Toga intends. Without ceremony, Toga's...
That look good enough? There's butter on it. I mixed it in.
Yes. Thank God I stopped reading there. Parents come in at the wrong time. Oh, I got spaghetti. Yummy. Okay, back to the story. Without ceremony, Toga's mouth latches onto the open. Oh, great. No, well, it's too late to unlock my phone now, Mom. Too late. Now I gotta convert this. Latched, exposed crux of Ochako's body, the dark. Stiff hairs curl under Toga's nose as she delves inside with her tongue. Lapping and tasting, drinking the nectar drawn from Ochako's body. Nectar? Is Ochako a plant now? She plunges in her fingers alongside her tongue. The violation makes Ochako scream with terrified pleasure. Ah, yes, I do love terrified pleasure. Her body responds to such willingness where her mind recoils and rebels, suckling at Toga's clit. What the hell is that? Oh, it's her pussy. Toga forces Ochako's body to respond, restrained and resistant. The two are locked in a battle of wills as Ochako clutches onto the last shred of herself and watches as Toga uses her body against her. Toga's legs quake. Why do you keep saying Toga's? Ochako's legs quake as she fights to bear her own weight up. But she feels like her body is turning into jelly as Toga slurps, licks, and rubs noisily, cooing nonsense to her C-word, humming and moaning as she feasts. What is she feasting on? Blood? Cum? Urine? It's wet and visceral and undignified and loud. It's so loud, Ochako can hear the snuffling and grunting and slurping as she refuses. Even as she refuses to look in the mirror, refuses to see what a mess her body is making. Toga pulls away, a look of disappointment on her face. Toga, why are you disappointed? You're raping this poor girl, and you expect her to be happy. Of course you're going to be unhappy. You're raping them. Ochako-chan, this is for you. You have to do what the doctor says, right? Take your medicine like a good girl and you'll feel better, I promise. Wow. No, I won't. You can't make me. Why doesn't Toga just shove her knife into Ochako's heart? Why doesn't she use that threat? The threat of murder. Stop fighting me. Toga admonishes, and she brings one wet hand to push Ochako's abdomen, and her eyes fly open with fresh horror at the awareness of her bladder. Oh God, what's next? Is she gonna have to take a shit? I hate this type of stuff. Uh-oh, does someone need to go potty? Toga sing-songs. Her school voice, a sour mockery in the second season villain's mouth. The fuck? What is wrong with people? Yummy. Not. Oh, Toga, that's spaghetti. No. Please, no. Toga giggles as Ochako tries to thrash and resist. More fluids and more dignity seep from her pool on the tiled floor below. Don't tell me she's gonna piss right now. I'm still reading the story and it makes me question people's sanity. Oh God. Ew. What the hell? I'm gonna check my server. What the hell? It's okay, Ochako-chan. You can do it. Just stop fighting. Oh my.
Woo, baby. We got her good and toasted, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
It gets too hot, turn the volume down.
Alright.
How are you?
Pretty good.
You want it down just a little bit?
Yeah, that works.
Spaghetti good.
Mm-hmm. Toga presses with the heel of her hand, and Ochako sobs with shame and relief as she pisses a hot steam of urine splattering on the ground between Toga's feet. She watches gleefully and rubs her fingers gently between Ochako's legs to tease out another jet and then a trickle. I hate this. No, go. I want to die. No. If that was me, I just say, hey, you can stab me now, please. With Toga Ochanko's fingers rubbing hard against her clit, against her pubic bone, Ochanko's sensitized body succumbs, and she grits her teeth as she orgasms, biting back a roar as sensation overtakes her. What is she, a dinosaur? Or, no, big cat. Dinosaurs don't roar. They don't have the vocal cords needed. Slumping forward, Ochanko feels defeated and dignity heaped on indignity and wrapped in violation. Yes, wrapped. Yes, I'll have my burrito wrapped in violation, please. Sir, the violation machine broke. Fix your goddamn violation machine. Her heart sinks. A tiny glimmer of hope scritches like a single grain of sand in her mind. Oh, that's like so much sand. It's the story name. Okay, where were we? Perhaps she's now debased and dehumanized this way. Toga will have taken her this victory. Now let her go. It is as if Toga knows what she's thinking, and she presses a kiss to the pudge of flesh around the leathery belt that over Ochako's waist. I don't know whether to leave a link to this in the description. I'll probably put the unedited version, like the full video, like the recording, not just the audio with the image. And I'll probably put this unedited video, like the entire audio recording and me reading it and the NSFW images, on my Patreon. And you can find a story in my Discord server. Now that we've prepared the patient, we can commence the therapy. Toga says to no one in particular, standing up from her crouch. And bringing her hands up to Ochako's thighs as she sheds the disguise and reveals her true form again. Ochako feels strangely comforted by the sight of the blonde hair and yellow eyes. She can identify the villain now, rather than feel the creeping fear of watching one's own body do unspeakable things. The warmth of Toga's hands, small and firm but strong, sends waves of feeling out in the wake of her touch. She slides her hands up to the smooth skin over Ochako's ribs and brings them around to squeeze at her breasts. Her palms are warm against her stiffening nipples, and Ochako bites her lips, refusing to resist the sensation. Fuck me, please. No, fuck. Hate reading this. Spaghetti's pretty good. Also, I'm not skipping any part of this story. I'm reading the entire thing. She turns her head, trying not to look at the reflection between her open legs, groping at her naked body. Then Toga begins to pinch and twist gently at the swelling nipples, giggling as she watches Ochako struggle against her body's reactions. She giggles more as she latches her mouth around one nipple. No, I got spaghetti. I'm like it. Her nipple suckling and licking the nipping with the sharp points of her teeth. It gets her a hiss, and she grins. and victory. Something strange wells up in Ochako's gut from the heightened awareness of her body. This injection seemed to have amplified every nerve, sensitized every vein, every follicle, every gland. There's a swelling in her body. Body that feels foreign and yet a part of her. Toga suckles again, harder, and Ochako swallows a moan as a feeling shoots through her. Tastes so good, Ochako-chan. Delicious and sweet like I knew you would be. The fuck? Oh god, is this gonna turn into a vor comic now? A vor story? Is Ochako gonna... No, is Toga gonna swallow Ochako whole, digest her, and then, oh no, throw her up or shit her out? Oh no, and I don't want to think about that at all. With horror bordering on fascination, Ochako glances down to see Toga sucking noisily at one tit while fondling the other, drawing from her nipples a white, trickling substance that doesn't register at first. Milk! Holy shit! Milk! I can't with this story. It's so weird and funny at the same time. If you're down bad to this story, go see a mental hospital. I mean, it's okay if you like this kind of stuff. I mean, I like Toga, and I kind of like Ochako. I'm more of a Toga person. But come on. There's a limit. Her brain supplies helpfully while it recoils. Well, how? Toga can't stop looking. Toga is lapping and swallowing and drinking from her like a child, like a calf, like they're animals in a barn. Ochako knows it's the injection that's done this. Something to do with hormones. She can feel the swelling of her breasts, how they grow heavy and full, and the rest of her body responds to on a cellular level to the satisfaction of her biological purpose. She wants to feel nauseated, but instead she moans! She moans? What the fuck is wrong with this? I guess Ochako's down bad. I saw an image of Toga getting railed by Ochako, and I said I wish that was me. Triumphant, Toga looks up, white milk dribbling down on her chin. As she switches sides, drinking and feeding on her like a parasite. Ochako begins to cry again, her heart full of fear and revulsion at her body's betrayal. She's worked so hard to be more than just a girl, more than just a failure to get married and have babies, more than just unmet expectations. Sobbing through the pleasure, Ochako tries to fight it, but Toga is relentless. Her hands gripping harder and squeezing her canines, needle sharp, prickling at the sensitive skin. She pushes her hand back down between Ochako's legs and pulls another orgasm from her. I want the story to be finished already. Sobbing through pleasure. I already read that. Finally, Toga stops and steps back. Something wheels into view. Toga watches helplessly as small silicone cups are attached to the brown circles of her nipples. A gentle suction holds them in place as the machine whirs on. She's being milked. Ochako cries brokenly and trembles, humiliated, aroused, stripped of her personhood. Ochanko hears the whir of the milking machine that chugs away at her nipples. She cries again. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I want to die. Someone snipe me. Toga steps out of the light again, and Ochanko's eyes follow her, glancing in the mirror to see the glistening wetness between her quivering thighs, the spreading puddle on the floor, the tear streaks, red welt on the skin. It's not me, it's not me, that's not me. The sound of wheels squeaking on tile, and Toga reemerges yet again, pushing some sort of mechanism with gears and pistons. And Ochanko balances. A wave of fear mixed with aerosol courses through her as she feels the phallic shape at the end of the rod. It's a dildo! It's a dildo! She knows the instant she sees it what it's meant for. She knows too, and then that no amount of pleading or struggling is going to get her out of this. And yet she pleads and struggles. Wow, that's a smart thing to do. If you know you're not going to get out of this through pleading and struggling, don't plead and struggle. So much fight in you, Ochako-chan. That's one of the things I just love about you. Nothing gets you down. Even if you'd put that energy to good use, I'm going to show you how to let go, sweetheart. Toga makes a few readjustments here and there and lines up the machine. The silicone of the dildo is chilly against Ochako's wet opening. Cold as it pushes in slowly at first, rising between her legs, between the lips of her C word. Ochako groans as her body accommodates the intrusion. Though it slips into her easily with how wet she is, Toga clambers. Yeah, she's wet because she pissed. She fucking pissed. Clambers up the restraining bench and holds Ochako's face towards the mirror, squeezing her jaw, forcing her to look. That's just an asshole move right there. Don't you see, Ochako-chan? How much you want this, and yet you don't let yourself have what you want. Toga holds Ochako's gaze in the mirror, watching as the machine built up speed and slow and steady, entering and retracting, filling her and then emptying her. Toga, this is something a psychopath would do. Good job, Toga. You're now officially more than a psychopath. Hopping down, Toga pulls an armature from the back of the machine and then swings it forward. There's a vibrator, which he pushes forward onto Ochako's clit, holding it there snugly by tightening a joint on the armature. Ochako's face flushes as Toga turns it on. The combined sensations milking, the vibration, and penetration are too hard to fight against. Relax. Come for me. You have to have a penis to come. Like, you gotta... Yeah, like that. You gotta be masturbating to come. Or you gotta have a dick to come. Do it and you'll feel free. Ochako holds out as long as she can, but the next orgasm crashes over her with the inevitability of a wave on the shore. Wow, what perfect... what was the word again? Isn't it like similes? What a good simile. How poetic an orgasm crashes over a person's body with the inevitability of a wave on the shore. Again, Toga commands, as the machine builds up the speed and the vibrators, relentless buzzing drives itself like rivets into Ochako's brains. Again, over and over, orgasm is pulled from Ochako's body. Her mind drifts, and delirium takes over. In her mind's eye, she replays the scene from her book. Only instead of the doctor and the scrapper, it's the villain and the bartender. But no, the villain is her, and the bartender is a doctor. Urges around the aerosol battle with exhaustion and disassociation. She feels keenly as the rush of heat as the doctor fucks the bartender hard and fast, tearing them in two, breaking him until he's a puddle of piss and cum, disintegrating on the floor. Her heart hammers in her chest with fear as she watches himself derive pleasure from horror. And then it stops. Dazed, emerging from the fog, awakening from her nightmare. Ochako tries to feel her body. She cannot. She's been sucked dry. Tears, sweat, drool, piss, blood, milk, ejaculate. Every possible drop of liquid in her body has been wrung out. She's nothing but a husk, a shred of mind and game, trapped inside a dried-out body, pinned like a specimen and mounted. Toga removes the pump from Ochako's sore, and now dry nipples, licking him like a dog might lick a wound. Ochako whimpers, the air cool on her abused skin, her breasts heavy, with active glands sore from overuse. The relief from that takes Ochako by surprise. She makes a hoarse sound. There, all better now? You're cured. You're free. There's the vague knowledge of being tilted back, of shackles being undone, of another injection, but these sensations are too distant to hold on to. They slip away like so much sand between her fingers. I knew it! That's where the name of the story is! Ochako wakes up in a bed at home. Beside her, curled around her body, is the bartender from last night. She shakes her head to clear it of dreams, of cobwebs, of lingering horror. This was all a dream! I fucking read this. For nothing. Hate you. What happened? What did I drink? Ochako looks at the quiet, sleeping man whose name she truly doesn't know. He seems unhurt, unbruised. He's definitely naked. So she. There's a tenderness, a soreness in her body that she knows means they had sex. The bartender was Toga this whole time. It's been a while since she had a random hookup. Somehow, she feels disgusted with herself. Feels like she violated him. That he's taken advantage of her. She's not sure. Yeah, I would be unsure too. Daylight creeps in and displaces memory, displaces the shadows, displaces the thread of thought that she tried to catch before it slipped away like so much sand between her fingers. Wait, hadn't she, like sand, like liquid evaporating, like mud spattering, confusion spreads, formless and lifeless? The man beside her stirs and blinks up at her sleepily. Hey, bookworm, he says through a yawn. I had a crazy dream last night.